they're on. We've got two of them. Some saying, oh, Trump should have negotiated more. Like maybe he shouldn't have said yes to CNN. We all know why. They hate him. My own take on it is you're never going to find an impartial moderator. It's going to be very hard if we have to go by the Joe Biden parameters, right? Because he said I'll only do it if we go with somebody who hosted a Democratic debate in 20 and a Republican debate in 16, which basically rules out Fox, right? They didn't do a Dem, and limits it all to places like CNN and ABC. But what do you make of the agreement to do at least two?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I was doing the radio show today and some listener had made a comment on Facebook saying, hey, I think Donald Trump got played here, agreeing to these debates under their conditions. And listen, I'm telling you this objectively. I'm a Trump supporter. Everybody knows that. But I do have the ability, like a thinking human being, to pull myself out of the bubble, unlike leftists. He did not get played at all. He actually broke the news about the debate on my radio show 3 months ago, where that quote, anytime, anywhere, was from my show when we were doing an interview. So you got to think of it this way. Go to a strict business school analysis, do a SWOT analysis, right? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Obviously, this was a huge weakness for Donald Trump. The weakness being Biden wasn't going to debate and he's got all the toys. Megyn, you can't make the guy debate. I mean, what are you going to do? Walk in the White House and drag him out at gunpoint, say, debate me? I mean, poke him with a stick? If he doesn't want to debate, he's not going to debate. That was a weakness for Trump because obviously at this point, Trump is a superior debater. And here's the thing. Even if you thought 2020, the debates were a push or Biden won, Biden is now worse cognitively than he was 4 years ago. Nobody disputes that. And secondly, Biden now has a record to run on, unlike in 2020, which, let's be candid, is objectively disastrous. He's not the same guy. So just turning back to where I started. So the weakness for Trump was they can't make the guy debate. So Trump did the smart thing. He said anytime, any place, anywhere, knowing that the lack of conditions would give Biden no vehicle off that highway. Biden couldn't say, well, I would do it, but Trump said this. No, he said nothing. He said anytime, any place, anywhere. So when you say that, he had to stick by it, but it was the only way to lure him into the bullfighter ring. I think it was a genius move. I don't think he got played at all. I think Biden got played. And you're right. He's not going to get a fair moderator or a fair outlet. Forget it. Just do it. Expose this guy to the world for who he is and move on.
It's amazing because I think Trump wins even in front of biased moderator because he'll just say, it's a fake news media. They hate me. Everybody knows that. And I think the people know right now that the media doesn't like Donald Trump. So he goes in there. It's understood. You're going to have moderators who are all voting for Joe Biden, not a single one who's going to be voting for Trump. We'll see how that plays. But Trump knows how to turn those things to his advantage. What do you make of the other conditions, like no audience, just in a TV studio? Trump, a natural performer, thrives on the energy of a crowd. Right. The moderators tend to hate that, or at least Chris Wallace did. I guess we know why. And the earliness of them, they're not very close like they normally would be to the November vote.
I want to go back to how you opened up because all of the factors you just mentioned, these X factors in this debate, all work in Trump's favor. You opened up, you said all he has to do is show up. You're 100% correct at this point. Megyn, the debate is already over. It's actually a title of my show. The debate's over. The performance isn't. Okay. Is it, I mean, let me ask you, is there any issue you're confused about the difference between Biden and Trump? The Megyn Kelly answer, because you follow us.
I want to see, the reason I'm going to tune in, and I think they're going to get great ratings, I want to see what Joe Biden can do. I want to see if he's going to fall down. I don't think he can do it. I know there's danger in like setting the expectation so low for him. They're all hoping that we do that. But I really wonder whether he can make it through a total of 4 hours, mano a mano.
You're making exactly the point I was trying to say. I gave the analogy on the show the other day. It's like a movie derived from a popular book. Like everybody knows what happened in The Hobbit, in the Lord of the Rings series. I mean, you read it in high school. Okay, it's not like you went to the movies like, holy Moses, what's going to happen here? Like everybody knew. Why did you go then? You went because you wanted to see how it acted out on screen. So that's the point I'm making about the debate. Nobody's there to hear, oh, who's better on the board, or Trump or Biden? Really? Like you really need a debate to understand that? You're there for exactly that. Is Biden going to wet himself? Is he going to fall off this? I mean, I don't want this to happen. I'm not looking for any, I'm just saying like the guy's obviously in horrendous condition. You can see it. They're hiding him. They've got a Praetorian Guard walking him to Marine One, which I've never seen in my history in the Secret Service. In case he falls, he wears these hookah shoes with 72-inch soles so he can bounce around like he's on a less gravitational pull Mars or something. Nobody's watching for the issues. The debate is over. They're only watching the movie to see how it acts out on screen, and the visuals matter. You may have read the book, but a lot of movies are made from books and really suck. Some are fantastic. So we'll see how it acts out, but I think your opening statement said it all in that it doesn't really matter. Trump just has to show up, look authoritative, look presidential, and it doesn't matter what he says. He's already better on the issues, and we're not going to change it. Yeah, exactly. And look alive, unlike Reverend Kane on the other side from Poltergeist. I mean, he looks like he's dying, so that's all he's got to do.
I'm excited. I'm thrilled it's happening. I do think, Trump, he's going to have some tough questions from these moderators, but he always did. I can speak to that myself, and he handles it just fine. I just want to see what the old man's going to do. I mean, I agree based on the State of the Union, he can get through 2 hours reading off of a script, but this is not scripted and anything could happen. And I'm sure if the moderators do the real job and be quiet and let the two argue, then it's on. Then we're really going to get a show because we're going to see Trump.
Can I just say one thing about this too? I mean, no, listen, you were there, you've done these. I've never moderated a debate, but my humble opinion, nobody respects the media anyway. Nobody thinks the media is going to be fair to Trump. They don't need advice from me. They're doing fine on their own. But if it was me on stage, I wouldn't even answer the question asked. I would give the question asked maybe to, oh, yeah, great, immigration. He's done terrible on it. Let me tell you something. I would just use that time. I would not even bother with the question because it's going to be stupid. It's going to be like, you're a felon. And I would just go on a whole big rant about the police state and not even address the question at all because the questions are going to be biased and Biden's going to be full of crap. I mean, the guy embarrassed himself in 2020. Every single Trump hoax, every single one he put out there, the fine people hoax, the liquid bleach in the veins hoax, the Putin bounty on the Russian. Go back and look. Every single hoax Joe Biden put out there. So why should Donald Trump, pay attention to the moderator either? Just do your own thing. He's good at that. That's a great idea because the moderator, after the first time, could say, you didn't answer the question. It was about immigration, sir. We'll get to that other subject later. But once you're on the third or the fourth time having to do that, you look dumb. It's like, it's not your debate. I love that because CNN is like, RFKJ is like, I want in, and I think I meet the qualifications to make this debate. I'm going to have 15% national support. And I'm like, what qualifications? There was no debate. Suddenly the two candidates said, F you to the Commission on Presidential Debates. We're forming our own. Biden said, let's do it with one of these four networks. Trump said, fine. Next thing we knew it was on CNN. CNN's not setting terms. No, it's who's following their terms. The two candidates are following the terms. So if they don't want RFKJ, he's not coming. Trump sent out a post the other day saying, Biden's afraid of RFKJ. I don't mind. I don't know why we'd have him because he's a junior and he's really not a serious contender here. But what do you think is going to happen with him? And is it important? It is. And I'll throw a piece of advice to the Trump team. They certainly don't need to hear, but I think it's valuable. I do this every day. Is all I think about is my own. I don't have a real job. My only job is thinking about politics all day, and I'm obsessed with it. I think Trump should come out and argue for RFK to be included for a couple of reasons. Number one, he won't be. Biden will never agree to it. Biden doesn't want to be humiliated from the left. And for all the bullshit everybody keeps saying about, oh, RFK could hurt Trump. He's not going to hurt Trump. Please stop, okay? The MAGA base is never going to vote for a guy named Kennedy. It's not going to happen. You might as well run as Obama. It is not going to happen. For every one vote he takes from Trump, he probably takes 2 or 3 votes from Biden. So he's not going to let Biden, their team, RFK in. So if the Trump team looks like they're taking the high road and says, listen, I disagree with this guy. He's obviously a leftist on the environment, abortion. He supports late-term abortion. But he has the right to speak out on stage too. He looks like the bigger soul in the whole debate. Biden looks like the buffoon who's afraid of his left flank, and it only makes him look worse. That's exactly what I would do if I was a Trump team. As we draw near another critical election, it's not just about casting your vote. It's about elevating your voice. I want to tell you about the Association of Mature American Citizens, or AMAC. It's more than just a senior discount org.
They unite like-minded patriots committed to preserving our cherished values and actively opposing the leftist agenda. As AMAC's membership grows, Washington listens. Every new member strengthens this movement. If you love America, check out amac.us/Megyn and consider becoming a 4-year member for just $30. AMAC membership gives you access to the AMAC magazine, free Social Security and Medicare guidance, money-saving discounts, trusted news, sweepstakes, and more. Take advantage of their election year sale, 4 years for just $30 by joining the over 2 million members and get your voice heard. Join now at amac.us/Megyn. That's amac.us/MEGYN. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.